Oh, it's Friday. Job starts Monday. Starting to get equipment dropped off. Got the conduit stubbed in over here. Got the conduit stubbed in over there. Just got to finish gluing the stub over there. So it's going to be a project, and I'm going to try to record everything on my GoPro and do a nice big time lapse like I did for the septic. So ready to get started. Getting ready to start day one of the pole barn pad build here. So basically, first thing we're going to be doing is cutting in this 50 long by 20 wide rock construction entrance. You can see this whole thing here. It's all going to be rolled, geotextiled, and then cutting in the driveway. It's a little bit of an S-curve driveway, and then it straightens out up where that bobcat is. I'm going to cut that in two, get the geotextile under it, get Astra #1 stone on the rock construction entrance, and just regular 2A 3/4 modified for the driveway. That's all that's going to be happening on day one. Day two, we're going to start the pad build up there. We're going to scrape all the topsoil up there and basically just start dumping recycled concrete, crushed concrete, some recycled 2A 3/4 modified, and basically start dumping that in 34 by 54 pad up there. Just gonna have this 12-foot wide driveway go straight into the pad, and then eventually, you can see that stake over there, eventually I'm gonna have a big parking lot this whole length, you know, a 25 wide by 42 long parking lot to park the vehicle on and whatnot. Conduit is all fully in, looks really good. I think I'm gonna get it staked in. I have that one staked in, it's all glued to now, so it's all ready to get frickin' buried and get this show on the road. Got everything caution taped off, trying to keep everything over here, trying to keep as much green grass as possible, limit my area of disturbance. Gonna get going here real soon. About to get the rock construction entrance in. about 20 tons of stone in. This is ASHTO number 1, PA number 4. It's a ballast stone. So it's for the rock construction entrance. Got about 25 tons in. Need to bring in another 15 tons or so. Finish up these corners and to get it built up a little bit more. Got geotextile down, so this is all in really good shape. Everything's rolled. Got a vibratory roller up there and scraping the rest of the topsoil and getting ready to start up on the pad. Just about getting everything scraped. Just about finished up here on day 1 of the pole barn pad build. You can see I still got 50 foot. There's a stake over there. I still got 50 foot back here property. A really nice private backyard all the way back here. And right about here-ish. This is all still mine behind the barn. Plenty of room for garden, pool, chicken coop. And then all this still, of course, down to the about to the driveway over there, and from the shed all the way over. This came out really good using that recycled concrete. They turned the 2A 3/4 modified. It's pretty affordable and it compacts so well. So for a pad like this where you gotta really bring it up a lot in the corner over there and there, something like this that compacts really well is very desirable. It's a little bit more expensive than using just regular old fill dirt, but it's worth it. And I won't have any issues with this settling. You know, they got a 20-ton vibratory compactor they've been running over it.
I mean, it shakes my entire house. Like, that thing is powerful. Once I get a rain or two on this will set up like rock. Here's the parking lot. It's gonna be in front of it, 25 foot in front of it. So this whole area is gonna be a parking lot. And then this is gonna turn into a permanent driveway as well. I got a written approval from the township to put in my own driveway here because I share my neighbors via an access easement that's attached to my deed. So I technically have no driveways. So it's gonna be a 12-foot wide driveway by about, it's about 100 foot to the construction entrance and then another 50 foot to the street. So about 150, 175 foot to the front of the barn. Got all the silt sock up today. So silt sock there will stop any sediment from making it down past there. And I got all the silt sock over here. Basically from all the way up there, all the way down to the rock construction entrance to stop any silt and sediment from going into the neighbor's yard. And again, both the pad and the driveway are all recycled concrete, 2A 3/4 modified. So that's like 3/4 stone fines and below. So you can see there's like some 3/4 inch stones here, but it's mostly a lot of these fines and limestone dust, which helps it compact really well. Had these 2 trees removed. They were in the way. And here's the rock construction entrance. This is so overkill for this project, but the county made me do it, and it really wasn't that expensive. I just got to see if I can put asphalt right over this. I don't think I can because it doesn't compact. So eventually I think all this is gonna have to be ripped out and replaced with 2A 3/4 modified. But if I keep this stone pretty clean, this is the same stone that I'm gonna be using in my infiltration trench over there for the barn. And I can reuse it if it's clean and not muddy and nasty. And these are some pretty big rocks. And so this is, the purpose of this is so when trucks are leaving the site, they don't get mud and sediment into the street, which then washes down into rivers or whatever. But there's no mud to go over this because it's all being built out of stone. So there was a little bit of sediment that made it on the street that I cleaned up, but I mean, after all the topsoil was scraped, after the rock construction entrance was put in, and after all that was switched over from dirt to stone, there's really not much sediment that's going to be making it down here, which makes this kind of pointless, but you got to play by the rules. You can see you need a 10-foot radius. You know, it need to be pretty big. So it's 50 foot by 40 foot, I think. Actually, I think it's 50 by 40 about. I forget. And that looks really good. See, the driveway's got a nice little S curve to it, so the barn's actually offset that way, about 10 foot or so. And that's because if I were to do a straight driveway off the barn, basically I would hit this pole and I wouldn't be able to put in this rock construction entrance, and I wouldn't be able to put in a road opening regardless because it would hit this pole. So that's why it needs that little 10-foot offset. I'm really happy with the topsoil stockpiles. I thought they were going to be huge mountains, but there really wasn't that much topsoil at this property. It's pretty undisturbed virgin land, so there was only maybe 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches. So this topsoil here is all the topsoil from the rock construction entrance and from the entire driveway. And then we got this topsoil over here, which is from the pad and parking lot area. Basically this entire area is all this. And like I said, there really wasn't much topsoil. You know, where I am, you know, there's 6, maybe 8 inches, probably only 4 actually. And then it's just straight clay, very rocky clay, which is good for compaction. So we rolled over the entire thing with the vibratory roller before we started putting stone on it. And of course, both the rock construction entrance and the driveway both have geotextile under it. so that there's no issues with weeds coming up or issues with the driveway sinking or with any water and mud mixture coming up through it. So I'm really happy with this. Looks beautiful. That's a nice pad area. We get the barn built, and that's gonna be great. This corner is very low. So this corner, you can see the top of the stone is actually gonna be here. And then I need 4 inches for stone, 2 inches for foam board, another 6 inches for concrete. So really, the finished floor height over here is gonna be pretty dang high. Over there, it's not bad at all. Basically, all this topsoil is gonna be redistributed here. So build up this entire side and all around here so that I can kind of make that drop off less steep. And then of course this is going to be built up into the pad. Going to be a little ramp that's built up into the pad there. And then going to put a little bit of stone on this, but mainly leave it for now, and build up the parking lot another time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. One day for all this, which is like very impressive. So getting her done.
Well, it's an absolutely killer day out, so I thought I'd get some better footage of the pad. Got straw and seed all over everything. I gotta finish up a little bit over there by the stockpiles. Everything has to be, any disturbance where work ceases has to be temporarily seeded. So until I get the final grading done, I just threw down some annual ryegrass, which should spring up real fast, but obviously I only live for a year or so. I mean, it came out, it's perfectly level. It's like level within an inch. It's like, it's crazy how good of a job this guy did. Remember, this conduit was like up to my chest. All this is seeded. Really beautiful day out. Grass is looking nice and green. Sand mound, finally got that sand mound under control. And that thing was tough to get fully seeded. Gotta do a little bit of gotta fill. There was some settling around the tanks, which is to be expected. Gotta do a little bit of filling there, but man, it is a beautiful day out, and this barn's going up real soon. I can't wait, and I'm really looking forward to it. Big old rock construction entrance. I'm think I'm gonna reuse this stone since it stayed so clean in my infiltration trench for my stormwater management. It looks good. Gotta finish up some straw, and then it's just a waiting game.